Hey guys, I was wondering if you ever browse through your blank journals. I like to occasionally browse through them. I haven't really done that as much in recent years, but I thought I'd show you what I have. I've gotten a few more since my blank journal collection video, and then I've also cleaned out some. So this one I got yesterday at Marshall's, and I'm gonna use this as one of my current journals. I've got about 5 going on right now, just because I think if I don't use it, right now, I don't know that I ever really would feel like using it again. It's kind of the one thing to be in the mood for, and it's in it just was something I thought was cute yesterday, and sometimes when you think a journal's cute, you kind of have to jump on it to really be able to get into that one. And I thought it'd be kind of fun for Halloween because I'm not really decorating or celebrating holidays this year, so that'd be fun to have a kind of themed journal. Then there's this little one. This one's cute. I've never tried this brand. And then this one I've had since 2006. I used one back then. It's a vintage Moleskin. And I got another one because I liked that one so much when I used that one. And I've been kind of saving this one because sometimes when you use really old journals, it kind of feels like a lot of nostalgia. So I'm just kind of waiting to when I really feel like using one of those. This one I've kind of put in the, clean out giveaway pile a number of times, but for some reason I keep pulling it back out of that pile. I'm not sure why. I think it's just because it's such a unique journal. It's got curved edges. I've never seen another journal that's got curved edges. It's also it was made in 2005, and I haven't had it that long, but sometimes if a journal was made in a year that was a good year for me, for some reason I just kind of like using a journal that was made in that year, even if I didn't have it back then. I'm not sure if I'll ever feel like using this one, but I decided to put it back in the pile just in case. And this one had the brand on it so many times that I put stickers over some of the places that I had the brand. This one's kind of got a weird texture cover. It's kind of like a glossy paper. It's a soft cover. It's not really that thick. Then this one's a little paper chase one. I kind of thought about using it this fall just because sweater weather, and I don't actually own any sweaters. I did freshman year of college. I really got into sweaters, and then I saw someone make a quilt of their old sweaters, like a little Afghan, and so I ended up, and most of my sweaters were worn out by that point, so I decided to cut them up, and I was gonna make an Afghan too, but then I moved across the country and I didn't feel like taking those with me, so I kind of wish I'd kept those. I had a cool little Afghan from freshman year. But anyway, I have so many journals, like current journals right now, that I don't think I'm gonna use this right now. But then there's this one, and this is a markings one. I had a prom dress. My junior prom dress was this color, and I've just always liked this color. Lilac, lavender, whatever you want to call it. I had another blank journal like this in 2014 that I started using, but I didn't stick with it. And if I start using a journal I don't stick with it, it's kind of hard to get back into using that one, so I just ended up getting another one. Then this one's one of the oldest blank journals I've got. I've had this for, well over a decade, and it was kind of a rough time in my life. I wrote a handful of pages in it back then, and I took those pages out probably a handful of years ago. I was gonna get rid of this journal, but I ended up for some reason just keeping it, and those pages are in another journal over here that I've got. So I think when I use this journal, I'm not gonna put those pages back in and just kind of start it as like a new go of it, and I want to use it during a good time in my life so I can kind of, I don't know, just turn an old rough year into, an item from a rough year into a fun memory when I have a good time in my life. Let's see. I wasn't going to show theme journals, but this was kind of in the pile already. This one's Peter Popper Press. I haven't started using this one yet. This one's one of my other oldest blank journals. It's from fall 2006. When I first started getting into journaling, an old boss gave it to me. And I was a editor, and she was saying how she just was trying to be encouraging, like saying something like every good writer needs a good journal or something, and she gave me that for Christmas. And this one, and then there's another one that looks like this. Where'd it go? It's holographic. Oh, sorry. Ah, here it is. And these were, I'm not actually sure what brand these are. These are cute little ones. This is a gift from PJ. I can't say it without saying PJ like a clown. I think these are, what brand? This is the brand. And I want to say they're like 5 by 7 inches, and they got little pin loops on the side. I've never seen these before. It's kind of fun how different regions and stuff have different brands and types of things, designs and everything. I like the size journal though. I used to pretty much just use 5 by 7. Glitter. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with holographic, so that one's in my stack. I'm trying to keep it like kind of organized because I've got this container of blank journals, and then I've got a smaller container of journals that I kind of use in the near future that I've got in a Foot Locker, because this thing I'd put in storage when I move and just leave it there for a while, and then the other ones I'd take with me to wherever I live next. This one's an old Peter Popper press one too, and it's got those trees on the pages also. I've been tempted to use this one a few times. I want to make another band on it because for some reason this one's just so worn out, and that kind of grosses me out. But I really like the colors in this one and the lavender. And then there's this one. I started using this one in 2017 because in 2018 I used one like kind of like this. It was a fox one. It was the first spiral journal that I ever filled. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna, I'd love like enjoying this one too. But I had a number of journals going on in 2019 at the same time, and I just never got into this one. So I took the pages from 2019 out of here last night, and so now it's blank, and I can just kind of start over if I think this one will work for me then. I probably will use it. It's just, you just have to be in the mood to use this kind of like super themed type of journal. And then there's this one I got recently, and it's actually kind of bothers me to touch it because it's it's like a cloth cover with a weird texture. I don't see the point of this kind of edging at all, but I got Mod Podge I'm gonna put over this, I think, like right before I use it. I was kind of debating if I really think I could use this just because the texture bothered me so much, but I think Mod Podge would fix it. Then got these two. I've had this one a long time. This one I got this year. It's kind of a special gift to myself. I'd wanted this for years. Visiting Mount Fuji was like one of the favorite places I've ever been, even though I got stuck on in a freak hailstorm in the summer, but that was forever ago, and I just like the symbolism of, the wave and all that sort of thing. So these two, I've got Clairefontaine paper in here, which I thought would be less bleach white, but it's not. It's bleach white. And then this one I've got a Rhodia web notebook, and the paper color of this is better. It's a dark red one. So yeah, I'm gonna use these at some point. And then I've got this one that I wrote a handful of pages in when I was a kid, but I kind of still put in my blank journal stack. I've got this themed one as a gift too, and I was gonna say that I don't think I've ever seen this one, but for some reason I think Barnes & Noble sometimes has these for Valentine's Day or something, because it kind of looks familiar. But I never looked through it because I usually am like anti-Valentine's Day. But this is really cute. And hopefully I can be like in the type of relationship that'd be like get to know the guy well enough to use this. Maybe with the current guy, we'll see. This one is the oldest blank journal I've got. I had this as a young teen, and the texture of this bothered me, so I Mod Podged it, and now I can actually touch it. I think that's why I didn't use it back then. It's also got this type of paper, which looks cool, but I think it just would be annoying to write on, so. But yeah, I might use this in the next year. Then this one's not blank, but this one's, I don't know if I've ever really shown this one. It's an old C.R. Gibson one that I've had for ages, and I've tried to get a journaling when I had this one, but that didn't work out, so I ended up putting it away, and I forgot I had it for a few years. I found it, and I like, you think I found the like gold the secret, what are those things, the ancient tablets, the gold stones, I don't remember what they're called, but like, you think I'd found some ancient artifact. I'm so excited to find it. But since then, every now and then I'll write a review of, or like an update on the current semester of school and that kind of thing, and just like a life update every now and then. So this has a lot of that in it. It's probably a fourth the way done, but I think I'm going to use this as a daily journal and just not keep doing the summary of my life every now and then in here. And then this one's from when I was a kid, and I used to do like kind of charity trips. We'd go for a week and do free day camps and sports camps for underprivileged kids. So one of the people that occasionally worked with our group, even though I didn't go on the trip, just bought a box of journals and told us all to pick ones. I have I wrote in it some back then, but maybe like 15 pages, so eventually I want to use this. It's got like verses on every page, and that's kind of, I don't really like quotes or proverbs or anything on pages. Decorative journal pages isn't really my thing either, unless it's like a design I really like. But there's a different one on every page, and I don't know, I might just put washi tape over the ones I don't like. And then these two, I have a handful of pages of kind of life updates in these ever since 2007. So it's kind of cool to have like every handful of years I'll have, you know, an update for myself in here. So it's kind of like a note from my past in each of these. Just waiting for the right time to use them. The elastics are kind of loosened up enough. I used one of these back then and the elastic broke off. So I think that's kind of one of the reasons I hadn't used it since. But I'm kind of tempted to use this one. This one's kind of, I like the design more, but this one, for some reason, just kind of lures me into it right now. I might use one of these as like a 6 current journal, which is a lot, but I don't want to rush through journals, and if it's taken a while to fill a journal, I feel like I'm gonna I'm too excited to use another journal that I feel like I have to rush through the current one. So that's kind of why I'm using more than one at once, just because I want to be able to enjoy different paper types and designs and styles and stuff without feeling like I have to finish one to be able to do that. So I might actually end up using one of these. And just because back then I changed a lot of my life. I changed schools, jobs, moved across the country, did a lot of different things, and that's kind of the point I'm at in my life now, about to move and all that. Then there's this one, then these two, and then these I started using, this one's from when I was a kid. I wrote a few pages in there. My childhood friend and I had a play journal we were going to write. You know, every time we got together and played as little kids, we were going to write a page in it, but we didn't really use it but a few pages. So I decided to start using this in 2019, but I didn't finish it. So this one's not really a current journal, but if I feel like using it, you know, I would. I ended up putting rainbow paper in some of it and then leaving some of the blank pages in it. It's from the Gap. I'm old. Death. Then this one's not blank, but I really wish I could find a blank one of these, because when I started using 2019, it, I don't know, it's just really hard to go back and use journals that you put away for a while. Like, if they're kind of current ones and I write in every now and then it's fine, but if it's one that, like, I put away for a year or something, then it's just, like, I usually can't get back into them. This one's from early 2019. I don't even know what that is in there. Oh, this one has the clown seance thing that we did in there. That's funny. I was wondering where that was. But yeah, they don't make this one anymore, and I wish I could find one. But this one's not, I don't know. I might end up being able to use this. I really like the design of it enough that I'm going to try to stick with that one. And this one, a little golden book. This owl one, it looks like wood, but it's leather. This one's huge. This one's got black paper. I think I wrote a few pages in there, in that actually. Then these huge Peter Piper press ones. I really wish these weren't so wide. It's just kind of disproportional. I don't know if it's really, well, I mean, I used to be in this group called Moleskinery on Flickr, and people were talking about like the golden ratio, the golden triangle, whatever it's called. I think it's called the golden ratio, and how moleskins have like a good proportion. And these just are too wide, and it just takes a long time to fill out the pages. But they're pretty enough that I couldn't resist them. Alright, now we'll get to the giant box. This is the biggest journal that I've ever had. It's a chakra stone one. It's huge. It's got handmade paper. And I'm calling this a current journal, but I haven't actually used it yet because it's just so physically heavy. This one's so fun. This was a gift too. I've never seen something with little twin stars and Care Bears on it. Then this one, I've had this a few years. It's really different. I kind of want my next place to be kind of like vintage, like 1970s theme or 1960s, and just kind of like have this kind of look. But we'll see if that happens. Then I've used 2 of these owl journals so far, and I liked them enough that I found it necessary to get another one. They don't make them anymore. It's an old Barnes & Noble one. Then an orange Moleskin, Mr. Rogers sweater journal, another Barnes & Noble one. I'd seen ones like this since 2006 when I first started journaling regularly, and I'd always wanted one, but they sorry, 1 second. They stopped making them, and it was hard to find one, but I eventually found one online, so someone's kind of, I'm looking forward to using that. I want to find a refill, though, because I started decorating the inside pages a few years ago, and that just makes it hard to kind of go back to it later. So I'm going to see if I can find a refill for that one, just so it can be like a truly blank journal whenever I use it. It's Lavender Moleskine that they have Barnes & Noble. Denim Moleskin. I really want to put like little patches on here. If I was traveling or something, that'd be kind of fun. This one's a Peter Proper Press one, Create the Life You Love, which is kind of what I'm trying to do right now. I've been trying to do for years. This one, so I actually got one of these the other day, thinking I didn't have one. I used a blue one of these years ago, I think in 2014, and I liked it enough that I was like, all right, I want the other one too. Turns out I already had one. And there's this one. This one's really pretty. This should be in the center, but this one's, it's just, they're embossed and debossed paper, and they look like metal and different things. Then this old Tiffany heart one. Oh, okay, apparently the heart broke off. That's great. It looks kind of plain without the heart too. Oh, here it is. Literally broke. I mean, I'm sure I can put it back together, but still, that's great. Let's see so I can fix it. Alright, next up, a Mario Moleskin. This one, I had the VHS tape from when I was a kid, so I took the paper out of this and stuck in a journal so I could have some nostalgia with it. That owl one, it's a Peter Proper Press one, and then this one's a Michaels one, and it's kind of already bent a little bit, like you can kind of see the crease. I haven't used it, but it's one of the, well, it's just a Michael brand one. It's like $5, and it's the paper's like bleach white though, but it's dot grid. Then I have a Juicy Couture one that I wanted since 2008, and I finally got probably like 5 years ago. I've got some themed ones here that I'm trying to get out the way. This is kind of hard to do with one hand. These are really heavy. Got this paper chase one. An Alice in Wonderland Moleskin. I've wanted that one for years and finally found it. Lisa Frank. Another Denim Moleskin. More Lisa Frank. An old Barnes & Noble one that I stuck an eye on. This one's a little Gallison one that I've had since fall 2007. And this one's really cute. I had randomly seen this in a PB Teen catalog, and it wasn't a PB Teen brand, but they just randomly had some little, in like a room decor image, they had one of these. So I hunted it down and found that back then. Then New York City Moleskin. I've had a lot of fun there, so I like the nostalgia. And I live in the middle of nowhere. and don't go to Civilization anymore. A cassette tape Moleskin, a vintage Barnes & Noble one, another Barnes & Noble one that's got rainbow paper. It's really such a plain, it didn't come with this stuff on it. It just looks like this. It's such a plain cover for having like magical rainbow paper. But I've always wanted a rainbow journal, rainbow paper journal, so I ended up getting 2 of those. Then vintage Sanrio. This one cracks me up right now. I've been tempted to use that a few times already. Then another Sanrio. Another Moki Gear. This one's so cute, Lisa Frank. I'm kind of thinking if I'll ever really use this one. I got it from coming home from a road trip with my friend, probably in 2013 or 14, and we were going to a writer's club after we got back from our road trip, so we needed a notebook, and we went to Barnes & Noble and got this. Well, she got a different one, but still. I'm not sure if I'll ever... I had a burgundy one that I ended up getting rid of. But I don't know if I'll use this. I'll probably keep it for now and see if I think I'll really end up enjoying that. I've been trying to just kind of keep ones I can really enjoy and think I'll really use. And I know it kind of seems weird that, I'll get rid of something and then go get something else, but I think that's like normal with anything, any kind of hobby or even clothes we get where we don't always keep the same thing. We, try it, see if it works for us, and if it doesn't, then we go into something else. And this one is another one that I'd been wanted forever, since probably 2006, and I looked for probably a year or two in recent history because it got discontinued also, and finally found it. So it's gigantic. And then this one was a gift from a childhood friend in 2007. We'd ended up living in the same city again because we both moved, and we hung out a handful of times, and she gave me this, and I almost got rid of this. I put this in the get rid of giveaway pile, but I decided to put it back in, like just keep it for now. I took out the page I've written that day when she gave it to me, or that week, whatever, and put that in another journal. So this one's kind of blank now, and I thought it might make it feel less like about someone from my childhood that I don't know anymore, and more like just an old journal that I had that's been in my life for a long time now, for 13 years. It's really cute. I like the colors. I think it's from Hobby Lobby. It came with like a photo box. Photo box, and it seems like there was like something else, like an address book or something in this. But it was a thoughtful thing. I just don't know. Or it's kind of weird that if someone gives you something and then you don't know them anymore, it's kind of, I don't know, it's almost weird to use that item. Not like, not that there's anything wrong with the girl or anything. It's just, like, it's weird to just know people and then, I don't even know how to, like, explain that one. It's weird when friends, like, people you used to know, like, really well kind of end up strangers. That's just such a weird feeling. And then I've got this journal, and this was it's called Suck UK is the brand, or maybe it's pronounced differently. And I wanted this for so long, and I finally got it, but it's just so thick that it's physically difficult to write in, so I'm not sure that I'll actually use this. You're supposed to, it's got like a handful of pages per year, and 100 pages, so you can use it your whole lifetime, but like I'm not going to be 100. And it's just so thick that it's not very practical. If I add anything in it at all, like photos or anything, it's just not, like, I'm, like, literally would be impossible to write it. And so, I don't know what I'll end up doing with this one. It's just so heavy, too. And, I might end up just using another blank journal or something like this. Because it's just, I like the idea of this more than the actual layout. Like, it could have been half the size and it would actually be a lot more practical. I think it'd be cool to have something like this and, like, get it for a kid and use it their whole lifetime, but even if you add any photos or anything, it's gonna bulk up too much and you won't be able to write in it. So I don't know what I'll do with this one, but anyway, those are my blank journals, and I just thought I'd browse through them, and hopefully this was entertaining. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.